Yeah. Messmer here with Technical Taekwondo. Today's video we're going to be going through a backside kick or a backside turning kick, whatever you want to call it. We're going to be going through step by step on how to do this. It is a tutorial video just like I always do. And I'm going to follow this up with another video on how to do the jump backside kick. So stay tuned for that. Let's go ahead and get into it. I always want to return back to basics when I'm doing any kind of side kick. Okay? I want to dial it in, make sure that my lead leg side kick is correct before I start learning a more advanced version. Even if I only do 5 or 6 reps, okay, get this knee working, up, out, back, down, making sure that my side kick is correct, my knee is coming up. When I drive this knee up, remember, as I drive the knee up, the weight comes off of my heel. That's when I pivot the base foot, extending, pushing that heel, driving it out. I want to squeeze these lower adductor muscles. I want to squeeze those up, even though the lower back muscles are getting worked, because I don't want to lay down. I want to squeeze into it, keeping most of my weight over my base leg. I don't want it to lean away from the target. So if you want more power into your kick, get these muscles developed to squeeze up into it. And at the handrail at the wall is a perfect time to do that. Squeeze up, almost like you're doing a side crunch in that side kick position. So get your lead leg side kick dialed in. If it takes you 5 reps, it takes you 50 reps. Just depends on your level. Okay, just get it dialed in so that you are comfortable with where your side kick is. And yes, we are going to do both sides. Getting this up, pivoting out that base foot, out and back. When I'm getting ready to do the back side kick, I got my lead leg side kick dialed in. I'm gonna go to the wall, but I'm gonna stand fairly close. So all I want to do is I want to turn and pivot my bottom foot where the heel is pointing straight at the target. From here, I'm looking over my right shoulder. My guard comes up with me. Anytime I'm making a turning motion, I want my guard to come with me or first, however you want to look at it. Because I have been caught, and I've seen other people get caught, where they just look and they watch them get, roundhouse kick in the face. So turn with your guard up is a very good habit to get into. Having your guard down here is not a good decision. Right. But I turn, that left heel is pointed a straight line. Knee comes up, just like my lead leg side kick. Drive that heel in, out, back, and return to this position, pivoting on the ball of the foot to get back into place. I do want to talk about your fighting stance really quickly. When I'm doing a back side kick, my feet are on the same line. That way when I pivot, my kick can come straight through. If my lead foot is off center, the first motion I must make is a cross step as I pivot, and then I can transfer the weight and come through. Versus feet are on the same line, I just pivot. So it's a little bit more refined, and if the wider my stance is, the more I telegraph this to do my back turning motion. Okay? So I'm here, 1, 2. Versus I'm on the same line, 1, 2. It's just a little bit more refined, less for you to telegraph and let your opponent know that yes, I'm doing a back turning motion. So when I'm doing my back side kick, turn, lift that knee up, drive it in. So when I turn, I spot the target, pivoting that lead foot. Boom. Hand is coming up at the same time to protect my face. Drive through, slamming that knee up to the chest right before I extend. Okay. So I transfer the weight, getting all that weight on my left foot, drive that right knee straight up to my chest, push it off the floor, drive it up, carry it through, and into the bag, or into the target. When we're training the side kick, we're training full knee But you notice there's a little bit of a pause there. When I'm actually throwing my side kick, that's not there. It's all blended together. It's not 1, 2, 3, and back. It's blurred. So my knee is slamming up to my chest. My goal is to touch my chest with my knee. But before it gets there, I'm already extending. So it's not up and then out. It's up as it comes out. So my foot is still rising on impact. Okay? So I'm driving that knee up and out at the same time. So I drive that knee up as I'm coming through. So it all blends together. When you get the reps in, but we break it down initially, we have the different stages so that you can learn it, so you can figure it out. But when it's done full speed, it's all blended together. So yeah, make sure your feet are on the same line. Pivot across, right hand guard comes up, knee comes up to the chest, through the hips, squeezing up into it, extend, rechamber the kick. Okay. At this point you have a choice. Do I come back the way I came because I'm practicing the kick, or if I'm doing it, do I land forward and guard? Again, that's your choice. I would suggest training both because you want to have the ability to return as well as the ability to have the balance to land forward. What you don't want to do is throw the back side kick and fall into it. Make sure that you recover completely, you have your balance, you're not all over the place, and then you can choose where you put the foot. Let's go into some typical mistakes that people make on a backside kick. So number one, I kind of already covered. The lead foot is in the wrong position, so they make that first step, or worse, they don't step and they pivot, and now this leg is in the way, and they end up either hitting off center or they make an ugly correction to try to come around the obstacle, which is themselves. So that's one mistake that people make. Second mistake I see a lot of people making is a second pivot. So when you're coming in, they do the first part correctly, they pivot their feet, they throw the kick, and either right before they hit, they pivot, they lift their toes up, and now they're kicking with their toes more upwards. Okay, so this ends up being more of a side snap, front kick, push thing, and yeah, that's not in anyone's curriculum. So by pivoting a second time, you take your hips out of alignment, and as soon as you see your toes higher than your heel, you know that your foot is not pivoted. You don't even have to look down because it's not a natural reaction to be fully pivoted and have your toes up. It's really uncomfortable. But if I turn that base foot, having my toes up is no big deal because it's more of a front kick position. Naturally, when your toes are backwards, when I just swing my leg, my toes are naturally pointed downwards, maybe sideways. But if the toes are ever higher than the heel, if they're ever coming up this way, you know that your base foot is not fully pivoted. So that's what so just keep an eye on that. That's another common mistake. The other common mistake that people will make is they will rechamber like a turning kick, where they're coming, they bring it this way. You want to rechamber your side kick the same way that you chambered the side kick. So you want to pull that knee, pull that thigh back into the chest. One way we try to eliminate this is working double side kicks, okay, where I touch. So I'm pumping that side kick. So one way we try to eliminate this is by working double side kicks. This helps to eliminate incorrect rechamber, as well as strengthening those muscles to pull that knee back into the chest properly. So that's one training drill that we do a lot of. Another one that we do is we actually have either a rope that we stretch across, or like a bamboo pole, and we have the students bring their foot up, or their knee up nice and high, bring their foot over the rope or the bar, and then bringing it back for that full rechamber. So working on keeping that knee up nice and high. There's a bunch of different variations of backside kick that you can do just like any kick. All I'm doing is adding a certain type of footwork in front of it so that I can train it without getting bored. So remember, variation is the key to eliminating boredom. The first variation we're going to add is a step forward backside kick. So when I step, I'm going to step into the pivot. Notice my feet are on the same line. Eyes come around. Again, my guard is coming up. And there's my backside kick. Again, I step into the turn. Boom. Transferring the weight, getting my heel on the ground, getting my hip over my foot. Eyes come around. Guard comes up as I come through. And there's my backside kick. Turning, landing forward. Okay. Another simple variation is to do a turning kick in front of that. It's the same motion, but I throw the first kick, I land into my pivot, transferring the weight, and there's my backside kick. So it's really the same thing. Instead of stepping, now I'm kicking. I can always do the same thing in reverse. I can do the backside kick, land, turn, into the turning kick. So those are another easy combination that just pairs really well together. So the last variation we have for you is what we call a dog leg backside kick. This is a backside kick that is thrown from a very, very short range. Okay? So I'm inside punching range. I'm almost in clinching range. Okay? It's very, very tight. So I'm going to turn, transfer my weight the exact same way. Okay? I might push him off me a little bit. Just to get, if I am in the clinch, I might push just to make a little bit of space. But when I turn, I'm basically going to hit him with the chamber of the kick. That's why it's called a dog leg backside. Because I'm here, my knee's up nice and high, and I'm hitting with the chamber. Okay? It doesn't have the same power as a full-blown backside kick, but I can hit hard enough with this to do some damage. Okay? Ooh, that was off. Try that again. Okay? It's just a real short. Okay? So you can do a jump version of the dog leg backside kick. Typically I don't. If I'm going to do a jump version of that kick, I will do a jump straight back kick, not a backside kick where my knee comes out. I'll show you the difference on that in the video on the jump back kick. So I hope this video helped you guys out. Until next time, please hit that like and subscribe button, and God bless and keep on kicking.